one.
And going ahead and speaking of Thanksgiving, we are talking tips in the kitchen ahead of the big day.
Yes, and joining us now is Chef Lon Symensma. Also, full disclosure, this is my husband, but he's a local chef and restaurateur here in Denver. And Lon, we know so many people who have their Thanksgiving traditions. It gets kind of busy in the kitchen on Thanksgiving. What are just some basic tips to start out with to keep the stress low and the spirits high?
Well, I think the best thing, I love Thanksgiving so very much, but all the food is normally hot. So what I wanted to do today was focus on a dish that we can serve cold that can be made a few hours in advance. So Brussels sprouts are one of my favorite things to use here. We're gonna shave them raw, and we're gonna do a Brussels sprout salad with some cranberries, some apples, and then we're gonna make a maple cider vinaigrette. So we're gonna start with a little bit of maple syrup here. We're gonna add this into our bowl. And then we're gonna use some apple cider vinegar. So apple cider, again, we're gonna use apples. So we're gonna reintroduce the acid as some apple cider. And then a little bit of mustard. And the mustard, this is Dijon mustard. This is going to emulsify and give a little bit of spice to the dish as well. So,
Yum, yum.
great, we're gonna season this with just a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of salt, and some minced garlic.
I love that you can do this ahead of time. So when everything just bustling day of and a lot of things are coming in and out of the oven, the burner, you have this, it's already done.
And
That's
it
right.
seems nice and simple too. It's not going to take up too much time.
Right, and you can make this a couple hours in advance, and it's only gonna get better as it sits. So Katie, just go ahead and drizzle that in there really nicely.
Is this olive oil?
This is olive oil, yeah.
OVO.
Nice, good flavor there. And you see how the Dijon mustard is kind of emulsifying that, making that nice and creamy.
Yeah.
So that's our dressing ready to go. Over here, Wanye,
Yes.
we have our shaved Brussels
Yes.
sprouts. And I have a fun little mandolin here. You can shave these on the mandolin, or just get a really sharp knife and cut it by hand. But you see how fine that is? When you're serving Brussels sprouts raw, you want it to be nice and finely shaved. So let's go ahead and add that into our dressing here.
This Brussels sprouts right in here? Okay.
No, right in here, right here.
Oh, right in here.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Great, so just put all those in there.
Put it all in there?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
That's about a half pound of shaved Brussels sprouts. And then 4 ounces, or about a quarter pound, of shaved apples.
Any apples, or does it need to be like a gallon or a
Well,
Honeycrisp?
You see how pretty it is with the red? I love having the red color in there. It's gonna give a nice contrast and a little bit of sweetness.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and add these dried cranberries in here as well. Beautiful, that's
There
gonna
we
be a
go.
little bit of sweetness. Cranberries are very, traditional for this time of the year as
Yeah.
well. All these nice freshly shaved shallots, and those can go in there as well. So just go ahead and dump those in there.
All right.
Now, I love a little bit of cheese. If you're trying to keep this vegan or vegetarian, you don't have to add the cheese, but let's go ahead and add that cheese. This is Pecorino Romano. You could also use some Parmesan, would be nice as well.
Okay.
Add that in there. And then we're just gonna stir this up, and it's so beautiful. All
It
those
is.
fresh
It's very
colors
colorful.
and flavors. So, during Thanksgiving,
Smells good too.
It does.
a lot of the dishes for Thanksgiving are always very heavy and hot, and there's not a lot of textures or a lot of, freshness to it. So
Yeah.
this is a great way to kind of brighten things up a little bit, make it easier in the kitchen for you. And then we're just gonna go ahead and plate this in our beautiful plate right here. Yep. And look at that.
There we go. All those
Great
colors.
textures,
and the
great
green
flavors,
and
nice and fresh.
red and purple.
Get a little bit of health in
Beautiful.
your meal.
There we go.
Right? Health is wealth this time of year.
And make this like 3 or 4 hours ahead of time so it's ready to go.
You can chill it.
Yep. So some nice sliced and toasted almonds.
Little crunch.
Now, Katie, we won't be doing these for your family because we don't want to.
My sister has a nut allergy. Sorry.
Yes.
So some nice almonds on top. And then I love mint. You can use some basil, you can use some
There we
parsley, but just go ahead and sprinkle that all on
There
there.
we go.
So this can be a showpiece for the table, ready to go. You're getting your mashed potatoes, your turkey, your gravy, and here's just one thing that you don't have to worry about. It's in the fridge, ready to go, and it's just a beautiful presentation. Nice and light and fresh and crispy, and should give you a good start to the day.
Yes, and this smells absolutely amazing. And I believe that we have the recipe. I'm not sure if we're able to pop it up if we have it, but if not, we'll give it to you a little bit later on for sure.
Post it on our website.
Yeah, for sure.
Lon, thank you so much for coming in.
My absolute pleasure. What a great way to start the holidays. This is fantastic.
Phenomenal. I'm already in the Thanksgiving spirit and mood now.
Very well, I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving.
Aw,
Yes.
thank you. You too.